Have aliens visited Earth? It's a question mankind has always pondered. As a child, I was fascinated with NASA's exploits. Like many kids of my generation, I was glued to the television set every time there was a launch. My early years were saturated with Star Trek, Space 1999, as well as the old school science fiction writers, Arthur C. Clarke, Isaac Asimov, Ray Bradbury, and Frank Herbert, just to name a few. Along with the love of literature and speculative nature, from early science fiction to later movie franchises like Predator and Alien, there's always lurked the question, are we alone? It's no surprise then that literature and science became two of my prevailing interests in school. As I moved through college, however, it became apparent that the whole "are we alone" question had largely devolved into two sides, among those who think there's other life out there. On the other side, however, there are people who contend that not only are we not alone, but that aliens have already visited Earth. Some say this occurred in the dim past, while others see this visitation as ongoing, many maintaining that the governments of Earth are colluding with the aliens to conceal this fact, either for benevolent or insidious reasons. Is there life elsewhere in the universe? From what we know of biology as it exists here on Earth, the answer is almost certainly yes. Is there intelligent life out there? We really have no idea. Have we been visited by aliens? Probably not. This is not merely my own opinion. I'd like nothing more than for it to be true. There are many good reasons why it's very unlikely that we've ever been visited by an alien intelligence. First of all, there's the doctrine of extraordinary claims. If you're going to make extraordinary claims, you have to support them with extraordinary evidence. This is why many people lump ETs and UFOs in with Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster. The phenomena are alike in this one respect. Let us use Bigfoot as an example. Say that I assert to you that Bigfoot is real, and say to you, you can't prove Bigfoot isn't real. This is a logical fallacy though. If I'm making the assertion that a creature called Bigfoot exists, the onus lies upon me to prove my claim. People making such claims might offer you a grainy photo or a film clip, but those aren't real evidence and are easily faked. What will be convincing is evidence that could be rigorously, scientifically tested and proven. Some Bigfoot hair, the carcass of a deceased Bigfoot, some droppings. None of these have ever been found, and I assert they never will be, since now a DNA test would quickly reveal it's a fraud or simply a mistake. Not to be flip about it, but this is also the case with alien visitation. It requires a lot of believer rationalization to explain away why a large population of hairy primates roaming the North American continent leaves behind not so much as a single piece of poop. Likewise, let us consider what signs an alien visitation to our planet might have left behind. But first and most important, how would they get here? A race sufficiently advanced to build and operate interstellar spacecraft will have a few choices on how to do it. These choices have been thoroughly explored in our own science fiction. They boil down to basically three possibilities. First, the generation ship. It takes ages to travel between stars, so you need to build a ship the size of a small world and send a big crew with lots of resources along with it. The original crew will marry, raise children, age, and die along the voyage. Their great-great-great-grandkids will arrive at the destination. That's a little inconvenient. Second, there's the unfreeze us when we get there approach. Like in the Alien movie franchise, again, traveling between stars takes a very long time, but building massive world-type ships is very expensive. So, the aliens in question may have developed a way to suspend or slow life functions for the duration of their transit between the stars. Third, of course, and most popular in people's imagination, is the "we are so advanced" idea. This is the warp speed, hyperspace, guild navigator workaround, in which the fabric of space-time is warped, folded, or exited altogether to get you to your destination crazy fast. Each of these proposed ideas has had its own problems, but the third is the least likely, just because the energy needed to perform such a feat makes it unlikely. It's more likely that aliens would do what we have done: send us a signal, an unmanned probe, or some other unambiguous and unmistakable sign of their presence, assuming they wish to make their presence known to us. And they might not. But let's look at the assertion that aliens have visited Earth. Let's say they have in the time of ancient Egypt. If they did, what for? They didn't leave behind anything of consequence. A spacefaring race would have had much to offer backward people of our own antiquity to improve their lives. Did they teach them about electricity, medicine, astronomy, crop rotation, meteorology, map making? Seemingly, the answer is no. The presence of such an advanced race among people anywhere on Earth at that time would have undoubtedly left behind an unambiguous record in the annals of the people they visited. And, just like those grainy Bigfoot pics, only a few weird pictures that are subject to interpretation have been offered up as proof. Nothing like an artifact of an unknown alloy or, say, Captain Kirk's communicator. Take the examples we have from our own history of people with two different levels of technology coming into contact with one another. Without exception, that contact proved disastrous for the lesser advanced civilization. The Aztec civilization was destroyed in less than a year by a couple of hundred Europeans. The histories of Canada and US tell similar tales. The people with less advanced technologies immediately become dependent on and then victim to the superior technologies once they come into contact with them. No person in our own past decided to set down an account of aliens and their remarkable technology. We've never found so much as one single dropped alien cell phone battery or, say, an MRE wrapper. Just murky explanations as to why we haven't found evidence, and again, rationalization. So, I would argue that it is highly likely there are alien civilizations scattered throughout our galaxy, and all the other billions of galaxies spinning in infinity. We have most definitely not had any extraterrestrial guests just yet. When and if we did, the effects on our way of life would be profound. It's likely that many of the dilemmas that plague humankind could easily be solved by such an advanced race of benevolent beings. It's possible that in the next few years, with improved space telescopes, we may wake up one day to the news that irrefutable proof has been detected of an alien civilization. I suspect that such news will shake the world. But until that day comes, I guess the rest of us will have to keep waiting for a lucky fisherman to haul in Nessie, or some backwoodsman to show up to a news conference with baby Bigfoot in tow. Not likely, you say? I agree. But when any of those things happen, they will be extraordinary evidence. Thanks for visiting InfoScholar, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click like and join, and consider supporting this channel on Patreon. Thank you, and have a great day.